Studios live. Does Narendra Modi, viewers, lack the moral legitimacy to stake claim and form the government? The question may seem profoundly simplistic considering the verdict favors the NDA that is placed comfortably over the majority mark. But facts have never been the strong suit of the newly minted talismans of the India Bloc. They've launched into a malice-laced campaign to question Modi's claim to the Prime Minister's chair. Their logic is rather unsubtle. They claim that since the election was fought on his name and since the BJP hasn't got a majority of its own, Narendra Modi has lost the confidence of the people and has relinquished the moral right to stake claim. This is an absurd proposition. It's not the Prime Minister's morality that's elastic, it's the opposition's definition of fact that seems to be stretched infinitely. Has the opposition forgotten that one of their own leading lights, Dr. Manmohan Singh, wasn't even on the ticket when he was, quote, selected, unquote, to be Prime Minister in 2004? One of the officials of his own PMO wrote a book titled The Accidental Prime Minister and talked about how Dr. Manmohan Singh wasn't in control of his own government. And what about 1996, when the United Front government stepped into the breach as Atal Bihari Vajpayee-led single largest party, the BJP, couldn't find partners to take it across the halfway mark? Would the Congress deign to tell us why they supported the minority United Front government? Of course not. But let's come back to Prime Minister Modi. Is it right to question his claim? Is the mandate singularly against him? On Sunday, June 9th, the Prime Minister is expected to take oath with much fanfare. Ahead of the occasion, he has resolved to serve the people with renewed vigor. He has said, "Ours is an alliance that will further national progress and fulfill regional aspirations. We will serve the 140 crore people of India and work towards building a Viksit Bharat," unquote. The statement was met with derisive retorts from the opposition's leading lights. Let's listen in.
The people's mandate has given befitting reply to the BJP and their politics of hate, corruption and deprivation.
The country has unanimously and clearly stated, we do not want Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah to be involved in the running of this country.
Modi ji single largest majority পায়নি, উনি credibility loss করেছেন, ওনার immediate প্রধানমন্ত্রী থেকে resignation দেওয়া উচিত।
So is the mandate really against Modi? Here are some hard facts. And I always bring you the hard facts, viewers, so you can get closer to the truth. You can cut through the rhetoric straight to the fact. The BJP retained 208 of 303 seats it won in 2019. The retention rate comes to 68%. Now, viewers, at such a high retention rate, it suggests that there's no intense anti-incumbency wave against Modi or the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is a fact, viewers. 6 lakh votes, just 6 lakh votes across 33 seats could have given BJP a majority. A number of seats, viewers, were lost by just 2,000 to 8,000 votes. Some of these seats are Chandigarh, Hamirpur, Salampur, Dhaurhara, Dhule, Beed, Arambagh, Daman and Diu. What does all of this tell us? It tells us that, again, there is no antipathy, no intense anti-incumbency against Modi and the BJP. The very fact that he was denied a majority in these 33-odd seats by the slimmest of margins suggests that a large number of people in a direct face-off contest were still wanting him to be Prime Minister with a majority. Third hard fact, BJP won 32 new constituencies across 11 states and union territories. Viewers, some of these are Odisha, Telangana, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, Dadar and Nagar Haveli, Chhattisgarh, Andaman and Nicobar, Uttar Pradesh also they won a seat that they never won before. Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala of course a breakout state, Telangana another breakout state, viewers. It tells you that the spread of these new constituencies was pan-India. And the takeaways are simple. BJP is seen as the alternative across India. When someone wants to pick someone new, they pick the BJP. BJP is also still growing in states where it's established and of course in which it was never present. The fifth hard fact, BJP lost only 42 out of the 92 seats in direct fights against the Congress. The takeaway is simple. BJP is the first choice of voters in most direct contests against the Congress. And that number changes, viewers, when you see the BJP up against other India Alliance partners. I've tweeted more facts in greater detail. You can have a look at them. Hard fact 6. Total voters who voted in the south for the Bharatiya Janata Party or the Congress. Viewers, look at the numbers. 39 crores. That's the number for the BJP. Well, 3 crores rather. 3 crores in the south. 3 crores 94 lakhs 65,778. The Congress, viewers, had 3 crores 91 lakhs 65,682. The takeaway, more votes for the BJP than the Congress, despite the BJP contesting fewer seats. In fact, the Congress contested more in the south, 94, compared to the BJP's 88, out of a total of 131 seats, viewers. Another hard fact, BJP is ahead of Congress in states and union territories, one with 50% or more votes polled. Yes, viewers, the BJP had 3 union territories and 7 states in its kitty, where it has done exceedingly well, where it is mega dominant. It has more than 50% of the votes polled. Congress, viewers, has only 2 union territories in 1 state, that of Nagaland. More voters overwhelmingly back BJP in more geographies. Votes for BJP across all seats, viewers, let's tally them up. That's 23 crores 59 lakh 73,935 or 36.5% vote share. For the Congress, across all seats, its viewers, almost half of the BJP at 21%. What is the takeaway? That the Congress failed to defeat the BJP despite 10 years of anti-incumbency. It failed. The NDA won 18 out of 22 or 82% of the seats, where women constituted a 10% more turnout than the men. The takeaway is simple. Women back BJP where they are voting in a majority. Viewers, these are some of the hard facts. There are plenty more, of course, and as the data becomes available to us from the Election Commission website, and as we pour through it, we'll come up with more details. But let's open this up, viewers, because this will be an interesting debate. Let me first begin with Kamru Chaudhary and Suman C. Raman. Dr. Raman, look, a lot of questions are being asked. I think you were one of those, maybe, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, who said that, look, Prime Minister Modi went out there seeking this mandate for himself, i.e. he put himself on the ticket. He's come up short, so perhaps he loses the right to stake claim. Maybe it was you, but certainly a large number of other opposition parties, especially their leading lights, have made the same point. Do you agree with this?
Look, Rahul, the bottom line is quite simple. Here was a Prime Minister who was going into an election with an absolute majority for his own party, right? That we agree. Now the election has ended and he has lost the absolute majority for his party. Now that is really the way it has to be. Everything else is fluff. If you are saying that that gives, I agree that this mandate is not in favor of the opposition, because had that been the case, the opposition would have got 272, which has not happened. So the point really is, what was the issue? Who was the face of the campaign? It was the Prime Minister. He was basically from number 1 to number 100 in the list of those who campaigned for the party. So let's be very clear. I don't think it was he who kept saying Modi ki guarantee. Nobody forced him to say that. He never said BJP's guarantee. He never said NDA's guarantee. Have you ever heard the term this is NDA's guarantee before this election? You didn't. Nobody did. So the point really is that this has been a rejection of the agenda which the Prime Minister has taken to the country. So this is, I agree with you. They have not given a mandate to the opposition. I think we are confusing 2-3 issues here. So nobody is saying that this is a mandate for the opposition.
Are we being a little hypocritical, Dr. Raman? Being a little hypocritical?
There's no hypocrisy.
Because the people who are asking this question, so let me just finish. Because the people who are asking...
Let me just finish this one point. If he had got 272, not one seat more than that, the legitimacy would have been established. After 10 years in power, the fact that you still get a majority means that the people have endorsed you. Okay. Now that majority is no longer there.
Okay.
And therefore,
why weren't these questions asked of Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was selected? He didn't even he wasn't even on the ticket. He wasn't even a member. Wasn't even contesting the election, but he was dropped in and foisted upon the people. Did not have much legitimacy.
Did he say
there was no
Dr.
question.
Manmohan Singh's
No, hang on. The Congress party. No. 1 minute. It's a question about. The issue? Sir, it's a question about leading the people and enjoying their trust, right? That's what it is. How did Dr. Manmohan Singh, even the second time in 2009, when he was on the ticket, when he took his agenda, when he was prompted and promoted as the leading face, even then he couldn't get the Congress. And he made it quite clear that this time the Congress was, and at least all the communicators said this time the Congress was getting a majority on its own, but they fell short. They also required their opposition. No one stopped him. Anyhow, let me open this up. Let's bring the BJP's national spokesperson. How do you respond to
Dr. Manmohan Singh with Mr. Modi? I have nothing to say. Dr. Manmohan Singh never, in fact, the whole problem.
No, one second. That's more of the reason then that the Congress should not have even staked claim. Certainly, isn't it, sir? When you bring in a person who doesn't even want to be Prime Minister, then want to be serving, as you are suggesting. Anyhow, let me just open this up. Let's get the first set of arguments established. Then I'll open this up. Smita Prakash is there also, and so is Kamru Chaudhary. Yes, Sanju Verma, would you like to respond to Dr. Raman that the Prime Minister lost legitimacy the moment he ended up with 240? He should have got 272 and it would have been an endorsement.
You know, Rahul, I don't think Prime Minister Narendra Modi or anyone from the BJP needs, certificates on integrity, honesty, legitimacy from paid political analysts. But coming straight to the point, because, I want to back up what I'm saying with hard data and not engage in superfluous rhetoric. Congress, pehle to Congress ki baat karte hain, because they keep talking about the BJP, I need to return the favor. Congress won 0 seats in Madhya Pradesh, 0 seats in Himachal Pradesh, 0 seats in Delhi, 0 seats in Uttarakhand. Why does this man get so rattled? Did I even heckle him once?
Let her finish.
Can you please be quiet?
I want a clarification as to who she is.
No, I don't need to give you clarification. When I'm done, you can get your
I can't hear both of you talk. So just 1 minute. I'll come back to you, Doctor. Let her finish her point. Otherwise we'll just have a protracted argument about who should speak first. Let her finish her point. Smita Prakash has also taken some time out, and so has Kamru Chaudhary. Yes, Sanju Verma.
I mean, did you see I was absolutely quiet in radio
silence? Let's get back to
mode.
the point now. I understood.
I'm getting back to the point, but I don't need to be interrupted. I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
I don't want this man heckling me. Thank you so much. Now listen carefully again. Since you seem to be hard of hearing. BJP ke baare mein baat hogi. But let me now show you. Let me show you what the Congress has done.
Hard of hearing.
Sir, I am. Just let it go. No, let her finish the point. Please, I beg you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I beg you, Dr. Raman and Sanju Verma. Let's get back to the, please.
Thank you.
Sanju Verma, please, make your point, please. Yeah.
No, I will take 2 minutes. Please don't rush me.
Yeah.
Congress won 0 seats in Madhya Pradesh, 0 in Himachal, 0 in Delhi, 0 in Uttarakhand, 0 in Andhra Pradesh, 0 in Jammu Kashmir, 0 in Arunachal Pradesh, 0 in Tripura. Now let me add, insult to injury. Congress got just one seat. One seat in Odisha, one seat in Gujarat, one seat in West Bengal, one seat in Chhattisgarh. So my rejoinder to everybody out there, including to the likes of Jairam Ramesh, who's been jumping up and down on social media. If you want to live in La La Land with a score of 99, you could not even touch 100 seats despite claiming that there was an anti-Modi wave. There was not just a perceived anti-incumbency, but there was certainly perceptible anti-incumbency on the ground. My question is, why could you not capitalize on it? But most importantly, some data which nobody seems to be talking of. Can I just finish in 30 seconds, Rahul? This is a very interesting piece of data that I called out. I'm sure you have it because you've been putting out some very interesting information for our consumption. Now, what are stronghold seats? These are stronghold seats, are seats which BJP won in 2014. It won them in 2019 and it has continued to win them in 2024 as well. And BJP has continued to maintain its stronghold in 96 seats where consecutively for the last 3 Lok Sabha elections, it has won come what may. And let me tell you that the corresponding figure for the Trinamool Congress is that it has only got 5 stronghold seats. The YRCP is at 4, the Indian National Congress is at 1, JMM at 1, RSP at 1, Aam Aadmi Party at 1, Samajwadi Party at 1, TDP at 3, IUML at 2, LJP at 3, so on and so forth. The reason I spoke of stronghold seats is to tell you that, if in 96 seats the BJP has continued to be on a winning spree in the last 3 Lok Sabha elections in 15 years, that tells you a lot.
Okay.
And most importantly, I will just end by saying, when you talk of legitimacy, the Congress in 2004 got 145 seats but formed a government. The Congress got 206 seats in 2009 but formed a government. And Rahul, interesting data is Congress's tally of 2014, 2019 and 2024, 44 plus 52 plus 99 is still 195 seats. Whereas BJP alone in 2024, despite all these claims about delegitimization, we are at 240.
Okay.
So don't give your bhashan.
Okay.
Yahan par bhashan
Smita
dena
Prakash,
band kariye.
let me bring you in. Smita Prakash, let me bring you in. The question is about the fact...
One factual error. Congress is now at 100. Prakash Patil has joined the Congress today for the
thank you
MP
so
from
much.
Sangli.
100 seats.
So they are now at 100. So
Okay,
maybe a factual correction.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. Beg, borrow, or steal is fine. It's all the same. The number is a number. You can steal a single, as they say in cricket, or you can get it through a no ball. Everyone does it. Okay, Smita Prakash. Modi has lost credibility. He should resign. Voters don't want Modi Shah to run the government. This is a mandate against Narendra Modi. How do you respond to these 3 assertions that have been made by Mr. Kharge, Mr. Gandhi and Ms. Banerjee to question his decision to go out there and take oath in 3 days?
They are welcome to make those assertions. They are in the opposition. Their mandate is to keep questioning the ruling party. As far as I'm concerned, the way I see it is that it's a mandate to Modi with checks and balances. And you were mentioning Dr. Manmohan Singh's mandate, in the initial introduction that you did. But what about the mandate which, was there a mandate for Deve Gowda, for Chandrasekhar, for Charan Singh, for Gujral? Did any of them who headed coalitions, were they on the ticket? Any of them won the endorsement from the people before the election or after the election? No. India has seen several coalition governments in the past. Each comes with its own set of dynamics. In this case, we have the largest unit heading a coalition when he takes oath of office. And, the way I see it is that conciliation and consultation are the hallmarks of a stable coalition government. That is something that the Modi government will have to see. In the worst case scenario, it becomes compulsion, which we have seen many coalition governments go that path too. A weak prime minister will hang on to power. A weak prime minister in a coalition will hang on to power using compulsion. But a strong and clever political prime minister will use conciliation and consultation to wade through cabinet formation and then implementation of policies and programs. Mr. Modi is lucky to have as coalition partners Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar. They are good allies to have in the NDA, and if this mandate is any indication that the BJP needs to course correct, then the best allies they could have got were these two gentlemen. Because I think the government that will form will be more inclusive and more accommodating and more sensitive. And while I said yesterday that they're going to be hard bargainers, I revised what I said yesterday in your show because I just feel that they are not going to be obdurate now about berths in the cabinet, looking at what has happened in the past 24 hours since I came on your show yesterday. I think things like special status and cabinet berths, these are not going to be deal breakers with these two gentlemen. Both know that they want to be part of the NDA and they are reasonable people. BJP will find means to accommodate their demands and their requests as may be. And the BJP led by Modi and Shah are not new to handling complex problems. They have handled them in the past, and what they are seeing in 2024, these are really small things. They are agile politicians with years of experiencing and dealing with political adversity if you see the 2024 election result as an adversity.
Okay, so let's come back to the main question about legitimacy, and Kamru Chaudhary, let me come to you. You, of course, are a senior politician with the Congress party and pretty much seen a lot of the water that's flown under the bridge through the Congress ranks. You've seen governments very closely. So I want to ask you, Kamru Sahab, is it a little hypocritical? Even Smita Prakash reminded us of the UF experiment where the Congress was the outside supporter. Chandrasekhar, again, didn't have legitimacy, was propped by the Congress party, then pulled down. There were many such experiments where the Congress was the power behind the throne, so to speak. Why was it propping all these governments if it's so panicky about moral authority to stake claim for the Prime Minister's post? What exactly is it that worries you about Prime Minister Modi, that you're opposing him despite being in denial of your own history?
Yeah, Rahul, I request you to give me at least 2 minutes of your time.
Sure.
First and foremost, Vajpayeeji's government was formed on the plank of providing a stable government to the country. And that was the reason that all those past incidents of government formation we have left behind, and we have charted a new course in our democratic history and parliamentary history. Now, coming back to your topic today, let me just remind everybody out here that what happened in 2024, what did not happen in 2019, was the arrogance of Narendra Modi and his cabinet minister is such that around 15 sitting ministers have lost this election, starting from Smriti Irani to Rajiv Chandrasekhar to a lot more out here. Not only that, BJP has totally failed to gauge the anger in the rural votes. Rural voters, which constitute the maximum majority of the country's voters. You know, let me give you one small data point out here. BJP lost almost 50 rural seats in 2024 compared to 2019, while Congress gained more than 36 rural seats than 2019 in 2014. Then again, you see all the hill states of the Northeast India, from Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Manipur, have rejected the BJP and its divisive politics. Even you see in the 2019, BJP, out of the 303 seats, it had 77 seats it won of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribe seats. Now in 2024, it managed to win only 48 seats. Out of these 77, it won in 2019. Remaining 29 being won by the opposition parties. Here the question is, the party which failed to recognize or which was writing the obituary of the Congress party, or the Prime Minister himself failed to recognize who is Rahul Gandhi.
Fine.
Such is the arrogance of the party.
Okay, I just want to ask you, that's all very well.
Just 2 seconds.
We've given a whole rundown of why the BJP didn't get to that mark. Fine, sir. You're entitled to do all of that. But that's a story that we're not discussing tonight. What we are discussing is the opposition, especially Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Kharge, have said that the Prime Minister enjoys no moral authority to stake claim. Now, isn't this a bit hypocritical on their part?
No, basically you see, when you analyze the results further, from phase 1 to phase 7, you'll have your answers out there. The simple reason being, what I was telling of the SC/ST seats, of the minorities, of the Dalits, who have all rejected this. You might have a skewed data that you have showed in your hard facts, but there is the data analysis that you do according to which suits your narrative. If I analyze the data
look,
according to
I have semi-urban seats data where the NDA has lost 12. One second, NDA has lost 12.
Have I quoted any wrong data, Rahul?
No, you haven't, but it's off the point. That is an X-ray of
the
why the
point
BJP lost,
Modi
where
has
it lost, etc. I'm asking you a very fundamental question tonight, because you are raising questions about the Prime Minister's legitimacy in the eyes of the public, in a court of public opinion. You are clouding with doubt the very raison d'etre of the Prime Minister standing up there and taking an oath in 3 days. So I'm asking you, sir, are you being selective? You are accusing me of, being cherry-picking with facts. I'm asking you, are you being selective? Have you forgotten your own hallowed history?
That's what I told. Congress lost elections because of the past, because of the coalition politics that run down the Congress government.
So you're saying very clearly, viewers, now listen to this. That means for 10 years, the Congress conned you by foisting upon you Dr. Manmohan Singh. Smita Prakash is raising her hand. Yes.
No. You are talking about
I'm not. You're saying that we lost because of this reason, because we cheated the public, isn't it?
2014, Rahul, please don't misinterpret me. 2004 to 2014 was a checkered history in India's development growth history. It laid the foundation for Modi 1 and Modi 2 to take us to a
Rahul, can I quickly comment?
So you're accepting the mistake, fundamental mistake was to stake claim to power. So you conned the public by doing so. You must have had your reasons.
Exactly.
That was the mandate that it was.
How can it be a mandate, sir, if you're saying that we actually ended up... Anyhow, Smita Prakash wants to come in and then Sanju Verma. Yes.
Yeah, this is so ripe that Sanju also wants to jump in, and so do I. So, sorry, Sanju, let me take the first dibs on this. When Mr. Chaudhary says we have left that era of coalition governments in the past, no, sir, we haven't left it. It still exists in the constitution. And even if the India alliance had managed to cobble a number, even that would have been a coalition. Second point, Mr. Chaudhary, you should know that, and I just don't understand, this is basic. These are imaginary divisions. Hill states did not vote or did vote. South states voted. Dalit and OBCs, urban and rural. These are all statistics. Constitutionally, there is no such division that there is a requirement that governments or that coalitions which form a government require to have X number of urban, X number of rural, X number of Dalit, Y number of OBCs. ऐसे कुछ नहीं है. There is no such rule. The largest party of the group should have rural or urban, north or south. These are interesting data to present in arguments.
Okay, one second. Let's not speak for each other. Yes.
It's the group which has the largest number.
That I want to raise here.
No, 1 second. Mr. Chaudhary, 1 second. I'll come back to you. Sanju Verma. Yes.
10 seconds. Let me just 10 seconds. I'll finish.
We've heard your point. Sanju Verma, very quick rebuttal.
Smita ji.
Can I just make a quick
rebuttal? The basic point is that I cannot more agree than what Smita ji has just now said.
Okay, fair enough.
The electorate has put a check and balance on
Modi. That's fine, but that's different from him lacking the moral authority to stake claim. Checks and balances all understood. It's fine. I think someone is misleading somebody here. Yes, Ms. Verma.
Rahul, let's be very clear. For a layman, though today the electorate is very politically savvy, but for a layman, if he's plugged into your show, he or she simply needs to understand this. The Congress-led UPA was in power from 2004 to 2014. After being in power for 10 long years, the Congress's tally reduced to a miserable 44 seats and went up marginally to 52. Okay. Now, off a low base, if it's gone up to 99 or 100, what have you, and they feel that is time for them to rejoice, good luck to them. I just have one last point to make. I think Smita Prakash, I think Rahul, you have to moderate.
1 second.
That's a negative mandate.
Okay, 1 second.
You have to
Sir,
moderate.
Please, Kamru Saab, please.
Kamru Zaman is becoming a nuisance.
Okay, come on. Yes, Ms. Verma, finish. 10 seconds.
I need to take I do not heckle when others are talking.
Please.
Can you give me my time?
The two gentlemen have been constantly interrupting. Okay, I'll have to lower your fader. Kamru Saab, I'll have to lower your fader. Don't do this, please. Let her finish her point. You can respond, for God's sakes. Yes.
Rahul, what I find extremely amusing In the last 48 hours, just about everybody has started giving certificates not only to Narendra Modi ji. अरे संजू वर्मा बहुत aggressive है. अरे बहुत arrogant है. अरे भाई साहब आप यहाँ बैठकर नरेंद्र मोदी को गालियां देंगे. What should I do? I should mollycoddle you and clap for you. But Smita Prakash made a very interesting point. I just want to focus on what she said 10 seconds. She spoke about 2 C's, conciliation and consultation. And I think that's very, very important. Rather than taking decisions by virtue of compulsion, but also don't forget, Narendra Modi is a leader who will not hesitate to engage in 2 other C's, consensus and compromise.
Well, we'll have to see. That we'll have to see. That we'll have to see. That remains the proof of the pudding in its eating. We'll see over the next few years. We'll see. Yes, Kamru Chaudhary, very quickly, I want to come back to you. Hypocrisy or not? Yes or no? Please answer me in direct terms. Don't walk me around circles.
We as an opposition feel, Narendra Modi lost the mandate that he went to the electorate with. He lost his party, his alliance.
Viewers,
lost
I have to take a very short break. I'm under a
seats.
lot of pressure. In fact, I can't take the break now. I've missed the break. And that's going to have consequences. So we'll continue and go into the next, and we'll take a break shortly after. Viewers, I want to focus on, we were just discussing how the Modi government is now going to reconcile itself to a coalition experiment. Whether there will be compulsions driving the decision making, or will it be, as Sanju Verma was saying, consensus and conciliation. Viewers, something very, very, very consequential happened during this election. And the only reason I picked this example is because it's central really to the BJP's agenda for governance. The BJP lost the seat of Ayodhya. Yes, viewers, the same Ayodhya where the Ram temple was consecrated on January 22nd. It was here that the Ram temple, remember, was inaugurated with great fanfare, great aplomb, after a 500-year-long struggle, as the BJP called it. Many believe that this is the clearest indication that the BJP's cultural nationalism project has run its course. I'm not saying this, but a large number of people who observe politics or in the opposition who have been opponents of Hindutva have said this. They've said that Hindutva can't fill bellies, that Ram may be a revered figure, a revered figure, but the real Hindu doesn't like the God to be reduced to a political prop and used to rally vote banks, etc. Now, viewers, first let's look at what happened in Faizabad, under which one of the segments is Ayodhya. The Faizabad result suggests that Avdesh Prasad, Samajwadi Party leader, won by those number of votes on your screens, viewers. He got about 5,54,000, about 55,000 votes he won over Lallu Singh of the BJP. The margin, as I said, was 54,000. Now, viewers, the opposition has come out and mocked. The Prime Minister mocked his agenda, mocked his Hindutva, mocked the RSS vision for this country, the Sangh Parivar's determined effort to seek a little bit of retributive justice also for the Hindu community. Listen in.
अयोध्या की जनता का दुख दर्द आपने भी समय समय पर देखा होगा। उन्हें जो उम्मीद थी वहां की जनता को, जिस तरह के सरकार का कामकाज था, लोगों को मुआवजा नहीं दिया सही जमीन का, लोगों के साथ अन्याय किया, आपने मार्केट की कीमत से जमीनें नहीं ली उनकी। जब लैंड एक्विजिशन करने के लिए आप चले तो आपने दबाव बना करके, झूठे मुकदमे लगा करके उनसे जमीन छीन ली। न जाने कितने व्यापारियों को आपने दुख संकट पहुंचाया जो 100 साल से रह रहे थे। आप किसी पुण्य काम के लिए आप गरीबों को उजाड़ रहे हैं।
Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi tweeted and said, one thing is clear, Ayodhya has Ram supporters, not blind supporters. That was his tweet, and he put it out there with that little poster, with that little meme, call it what you want to. Let's open this up, because viewers, don't forget that the two allies now, and perhaps some of the other smaller ones that are going to be supporting the Prime Minister's BJP, are not enthusiastic endorsers of the Hindu nationalist cultural agenda of the Sangh and the BJP. In fact, one can almost guarantee from the previous positions they have taken that the UCC, for example, which is very much part of that cultural narrative, the cultural nationalist narrative, is not going to be on the table. Now, whether there is a CMP drawn up where it's excluded or not, I can't say right now. We'll have to wait and watch, but certainly it's not on the table. Secondly, the issue of Mathura and Kashi, which is very closely meshed in with the concept of the restoration of Hindu rights, which, according to the BJP, were given away to a certain community at the cost of antagonizing one particular community, disadvantaging another community, or even the entire issue of freeing temples from state control, which is discriminatory secularism. All of these issues, which are slightly emotive, may not be on the table. Or will they be? And what about those who have been championing them? Will they have to back off? Will they back off? Let's open this up. Let's speak with Vishnu Shankar Jain, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court. There's also, of course, Dr. Sumansi Raman with us. So let me just bring you in, Mr. Jain. You've been front-footing. You front-footed the Ayodhya case, and now you're in Kashi and you're in Mathura also, fighting for the rights, restorative justice, you've called it, for the Hindu community. Some people say it's retributive justice. You also got a problem with the Place of Worship Act that's going to remain. You have a problem with the Waqf Act, all of this. Now, as of course, an advocate, you can pursue these matters in the Supreme Court, but do you even believe that the government is going to provide you with any agency to pursue these matters?
Let me be very clear that all these litigations and all these fights and all these issues are never by any support of the government. These were issues which were based on very fine legal principles, that if you are discriminating a particular society, if you are violating Article 14, then there is an issue which has to be adjudicated before the Honorable Supreme Court or the High Court or the subordinate judiciary. The point is this, that am I not being able to explain to this country? Today I ask a question to myself. Were we not able to explain this country about the issue of Kashi? Were we not able to explain this country about the issue of Mathura, about Places of Worship Act or Waqf Act? We were able to adjudicate, we were able to define, we were able to elaborate these issues where discrimination is happening with the majority community. And therefore, when this discrimination is happening, the Article 14, which is enshrined in our constitution, has been violated. We immediately went to the honorable courts below and found our remedies, judicial remedies, which we are very nicely pursuing before the courts below. Today, when I'm debating with you, the Mathura case is being heard by the Allahabad High Court. The Gyanvapi case is being heard by the District Judge of Varanasi. So far as other matters are concerned, Places of Worship Act issue is pending in the Supreme Court. Waqf Act is pending in the Supreme Court. Issue of insertion of secularism is pending in the Supreme Court. So we do not need any support of the government. These are issues which are having judicial remedies. These are issues which are constitutional challenges, which are challenges which demand that historical injustices must be restored and rectified by pen. So therefore, it is not any issue of government or any.
So, but Mr. Jain, let's go back in time a little bit. We've seen when governments put compulsion above conviction, then issues can languish. Ayodhya languished, as you know, for decades, and it is the NDA 2.0 that takes credit, or the NDA 1.0 that takes credit for actually somehow urging the system to address this issue, even if it meant the legislative system. Now, are you confident that the government won't scupper these issues because some people might veto them who are part of the government?
Not at all. See, Rahul, I will tell you, so far as Ayodhya issue is concerned, let me tell you, in 1950, first case was filed by Gopal Singh Visharad in 1950, and it was transferred to Allahabad High Court in 1989 after a lot of public agitation, not because of government issue. After a lot of public agitation that this matter is of national importance, it must be adjudicated by the Allahabad High Court.
But sir, when the public itself has said that...
I understand your question.
Vishnu Jain ji, when the public itself in Ayodhya has not given credence to the temple made for Lord Ram, then why do you think they will be agitating about Kashi and Mathura? Isn't that the problem?
There are two different things. One is the verdict so far as political aspects are concerned, and other is the verdict so far as issues are concerned. If today the election which was happened in Ayodhya was not on the dispute of Babri Masjid or Ayodhya, it was on the issue of development. It was on the issue of development the Ayodhya constituency was fought. But when you will have an election, I am not going into this aspect of political aspects. My point is this: you asked me a fine question and I am replying to your question.
Okay.
In 1989, the matter was transferred to the Allahabad High Court. On 30th of September 2010, the Allahabad High Court gave verdict so far as Ram Temple is concerned. And after 9 years, the Supreme Court gave verdict. Where is the political interference involved?
Because in the backdrop, there was pressure building. Don't forget, a Babri Masjid came down in the backdrop. A particular party.
Justice Chandrachud, the Chief Justice of this country, has gone on to record and said that till date there is no political interference so far as functioning of judiciary is concerned.
Dr. Raman,
let
me ask you: are these issues now suddenly going to be off because perhaps the BJP has got this impression from what the voters of Ayodhya have sort of said and done, that maybe they don't have traction anymore, and therefore even publicly there's no point backing these anymore?
I think Mr. Jain put it very succinctly when he said this time the issue in Ayodhya was on development and therefore the BJP lost. So which is essentially what an acceptance of the fact that the people were not taken in by all the glitzy razzmatazz that came in terms of new hotels coming up and so on, because their livelihoods were affected. There was land which was acquired, and we saw so many video interviews of people saying that the land was suddenly taken away and all kinds of issues. So we have to understand one thing: going forward, I think that this election...
I need to quickly cut across to Mr. Piyush Goyal's press conference. I'll be right back with all you gentlemen. Big accusation has been made against the government that the exit polls were fixed, and they were fixed at the behest of the Prime Minister and the Home Minister.
माननीय अनिल बलूनी जी, जो अभी उत्तराखंड से बड़े भारी मतों से जीतकर लोकसभा के सांसद के रूप में चुने गए हैं, माननीय संजय मयूख जी, आज राहुल गांधी जी ने एक प्रेस वार्ता कर भारतीय जनता पार्टी और हमारे नेताओं पर अनाप शनाप आरोप लगाए। लोकसभा चुनाव में विपक्ष की हार की हताशा से अभी तक शायद राहुल गांधी जी उभरे नहीं हैं। अब वो मार्केट के इन्वेस्टर्स को भी गुमराह करने की साजिश रच रहे हैं। आज भारत दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बन गई है। कहाँ फ्रेजाइल 5 और आज टॉप 5, फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी इन द वर्ल्ड। पूरी दुनिया इस बात को आज स्वीकार करती है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने देश को आश्वस्त किया है कि इस टर्म में देश विश्व की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बनने जा रही है, और ये साधारण उपलब्धि नहीं है। पूरा विश्व इसको गहराई से देख रहा है, बड़ी गंभीरता से देख रहा है, समझ रहा है कि ये आगे आने वाले दिनों में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में होने जा रहा है। फिर एक बार मोदी सरकार आना निश्चित है, और शायद इस बात से राहुल गांधी जी बड़े परेशान नजर आते हैं, और अपने बयानों के साथ विदेश और देश के निवेशकों को एक भय के वातावरण में निवेश ना करें, इसके लिए उत्साहित करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। हम सब जानते हैं कि इक्विटी मार्केट अलग अलग समय पे चुनाव आ रहे हैं, तो चुनाव के हिसाब से अलग अलग आंकड़े जब रिजर्व बैंक पेश करता है, अलग अलग विकास के आंकड़े जब आते हैं, उसके हिसाब से इक्विटी मार्केट में बदलाव होते रहता है। और ये दुनिया भर में इस प्रकार से इक्विटी मार्केट चलती है। कोई बड़ा इवेंट ना भी हो तो भी इक्विटी मार्केट में उतार चढ़ाव साधारणतः चलते रहते हैं। देखना यह रहता है कि लंबे अरसे में इक्विटी मार्केट में क्या हुआ है। और आप सभी भली भांति जानते हैं, देश के लोग, देश के निवेशक जानते हैं कि पिछले 10 वर्ष के सफलतापूर्वक मोदी सरकार के कार्यकाल में हमारा मार्केट कैप पहली बार $5 ट्रिलियन से अधिक हुआ है, यानी 400 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा मार्केट कैप का कीर्तिमान प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के कुशल नेतृत्व में भारत ने प्राप्त किया है। और आज भारत का जो इक्विटी मार्केट है, ये पहली बार विश्व की 5 बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं की जो मार्केट कैप है उसमें से एक भारत बना है। उसमें हम ये भी जानते हैं भली भांति कि पब्लिक सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग्स जो PSUs लिस्टेड है मार्केट में, उसका भी जो मार्केट कैप है वो लगभग 4 गुना मोदी सरकार के कार्यकाल में बढ़ा है। एक डेटा पॉइंट आपको देता हूं जिससे मुझे पूरा विश्वास है भारत की जनता भी बड़ा गर्व महसूस करेगी कि आज से 10 वर्ष पहले जब यूपीए की सरकार थी, जिसका नेतृत्व गांधी परिवार करता था, उस कांग्रेस यूपीए की सरकार के समय भारत का मार्केट कैप मात्र 67 लाख करोड़ था। ओनली 67 लाख करोड़ का मार्केट कैप मई 2014 में विरासत के रूप में मोदी जी को मिला। आज वो बढ़कर 6 जून यानी आज के दिन बढ़कर 415 लाख 415 लाख करोड़ भारत का मार्केट कैप है। आप सब अनुमान लगा सकते हैं कि ये जो बढ़त 348 लाख करोड़ की बढ़त हुई है 10 वर्ष में, ये जो पिछले 60-65 वर्षों में कुल मार्केट कैप था उससे 5 गुना से ज्यादा बढ़त सिर्फ मोदी सरकार के समय देश ने अनुभव किया है। 67 lakh crores in May 14, increase of 348 lakh crores in 10 years, and today the market cap is 415 lakh crores. ये वास्तविकता हम सबके सामने। अब इसमें गौर करने की बात है कि इसका सबसे बड़ा लाभ किसको हुआ, और ये हम सब के लिए गर्व की बात है कि भारतीय निवेशक और उसमें भी हमारे रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स, खुदरा निवेश जो करते हैं, उनको आज इसका सबसे बड़ा लाभ हुआ है। आज वो सिर्फ बाईस्टैंडर के रूप में मार्केट बढ़ रही है दूर से नहीं देखते, आज वो मार्केट में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, आज वो निवेश करके उसका लाभ सीधा लेते हैं। और उसके आंकड़े भी मैं आपके समक्ष रखता हूं। जो फॉरेनर्स की होल्डिंग यूपीए के समय होती थी एफपीआई के माध्यम से, फॉरेन पोर्टफोलियो इन्वेस्टर्स जो निवेश करते थे, और उनकी जो परसेंटेज होल्डिंग थी यूपीए के समय वो 21% थी, और वो घटकर आज 16% हो गई है। यानी फॉरेनर्स की इन्वेस्टमेंट कम हुई है और भारतीय निवेशकों की मालकियत भारत की स्टॉक मार्केट में 79% से बढ़कर आज 84% हो गई। 84% आज भारतीय निवेशक मार्केट में भारतीय मालकियत के साथ खड़े हैं। जो म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री है, जिसके माध्यम से हम में से कई, खासतौर पे छोटे निवेशक अपना पैसा मार्केट में लगाते हैं, म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री का साइज 2014 में मात्र 10 लाख करोड़ था। आज वो बढ़कर 5 गुना से भी अधिक हो गया है। 56 लाख करोड़ रुपया म्यूचुअल फंड के माध्यम से भारतीय निवेशक, विशेषकर छोटे निवेशक, आज मार्केट में ये बढ़ती हुई मार्केट का लाभ ले रहे हैं। और ये छोटे खुदरा निवेशक, रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स ने ये सुनिश्चित किया कि भारत की जो आज की मलकियत है वो आज फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स की मलकियत से भी ज्यादा हो गई है। मित्रों, आज भारत के हर पिन कोड में, देश के कोने कोने में आज इक्विटी मार्केट में इन्वेस्टर्स आ गए हैं और उसका लाभ आज देश के कोने कोने में निवेशक ले रहे हैं। जब भारत वैल्यू क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, जब भारत की ग्रोथ स्टोरी, भारत की विकास के कारण मार्केट में वैल्यू क्रिएट हो रही है, उसका लाभ देश के कोने कोने में निवेशक ले रहे हैं। करोड़ों निवेशक आज इक्विटी मार्केट में या तो सीधा डायरेक्टली या म्यूचुअल फंड के माध्यम से या एम्प्लॉइज प्रोविडेंट फंड के माध्यम से या एनपीएस पेंशन फंड्स के माध्यम से या इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट्स के माध्यम से, ये अन्य अन्य तरीकों से आज भारत के छोटे निवेशक इस बढ़ती हुई मार्केट का लाभ उठा रहे हैं। और दुनिया में आज भारत की जो मार्केट है, इक्विटी मार्केट है, इसको पूरे विश्व में आज इज्जत भी है, स्वाभिमान भी है। इसको बड़ा वेल रेगुलेटेड मार्केट माना जाता है। सेबी को कई कीर्तिमान मिले हैं विश्व में उनकी रेगुलेटरी प्रैक्टिसेस के लिए, और उसी के कारण आज हमारी मार्केट चाइना की जो वैल्यूएशन मापदंड रहते हैं उससे भी अधिक भारत की मार्केट को मापदंड दिए जाते हैं। उन मापदंड पे भारत की मार्केट को वैल्यू दी जाती है क्योंकि लोगों को विश्वास है भारत पर, भारत की सरकार पर, भारत के नेतृत्व प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी पर। जब
पे इल्जाम भी लगाए थे, लेकिन जिस तरीके से अजीत दादा ने वहां पे काम किया और जिन जिन लोगों पे जिम्मेदारी सौंपी, चाहे वो पार्टी के लोग हो या चाहे फिर वो मित्र पक्ष के लोग हो, हमें लगता है जिस तरीके से लीड हमें इंदापुर, पुरंदर, और वेल्ला, मुर्शी, खड़कवासला इस जगह से और प्रॉपर बारामती मिलना चाहिए था, वो हमें मिला नहीं। और ये मैं खुद मेरी राय यहाँ पे कर रहा हूँ, वैयक्तिक मेरी राय ऐसी है कि मित्र पक्ष जो हमने साथ लेके हम चले, उन्होंने बारामती में हमें सहकार्य न करने की वजह से इतनी बड़ी हार हमारी वहां पे हुई है। हम जरूर इस बात पे मंथन करेंगे क्योंकि कल उसके बारे में शुक्रवार को एक बैठक रखी गई है और मैं मेरी राय एक पार्टी के वरिष्ठ लोगों के पास रखने वाला हूं। ये तो बात तय है कि हमारे लोगों ने हमारा काम नहीं किया, इसलिए हमारा वहां पे पराभव हुआ।
And we are learning from our NDA sources that one MP from the Maratha community is likely to get a chance in the
जिस दिन एग्जिट पोल अनाउंस हुआ, फॉरेनर्स जो पहले बेच रहे थे उन्होंने खरीदा 6,850 करोड़ रुपए का शेयर्स फॉरेनर्स ने बेची एग्जिट पोल के दिन जब मार्केट हाई थी। तो भारत के निवेशकों ने उसमें एक प्रकार से, माफ करिए मैं जरा ठीक कर लूं, जिस दिन एग्जिट पोल आया फॉरेनर्स ने खरीदा महंगे दामों पर और भारत के निवेशकों ने महंगे दामों पर बेच के लाभ लिया। 6,850 करोड़ रिटेल में फॉरेनर्स ने खरीदा महंगे दामों पर और भारत के निवेशकों ने उसका लाभ लिया। अगले दिन जब रिजल्ट आए 4 तारीख को, उसके 2 दिन बाद 4 तारीख को जब मार्केट गिरी, उस दिन फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स ने बेचा, कम दाम पर बेचा और भारत के निवेशकों ने उसको खरीदा इस विश्वास के साथ कि मोदी सरकार आ रही है, हम इसका लाभ लेंगे। तो फॉरेनर्स ने महंगा दाम खरीदा और सस्ता दाम बेचा, भारतीय निवेशकों ने महंगा दाम बेचा और सस्ता दाम खरीदा। तो एक प्रकार से भारतीय निवेशकों ने इस अंतराल में भी कमाई करी, किसी का नुकसान नहीं हुआ। और ये जो बात 30 लाख करोड़ की करते हैं राहुल गांधी जी, मुझे ध्यान आ गया कि क्यों देश की जनता का राहुल गांधी जी पर जरा भी विश्वास थे, क्योंकि वो ये भी नहीं समझते कि ये तो वैल्यूएशन है। वैल्यूएशन से मतलब नहीं है, जो खरीद और बेच होती है उसी का मतलब होता है। और उसमें फॉरेनर्स ने नुकसान पाया, भारत के निवेशकों ने लाभ लिया है। तो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स भारत के इस दौरान भी लाभ लिया और फिर आज के दिन मार्केट फिर एक बार जो 3-4 दिन पहले थी उस मार्केट पे फिर एक बार पहुंच गई, जब स्पष्ट हो गया कि मोदी सरकार आ रही है, मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बनने जा रहे हैं। तो मित्रों, 10 साल के मोदी सरकार के सफल काम की वजह से मार्केट में जो हमारे भारतीय निवेशकों ने लाभ लिया, ये बड़ा स्पष्ट है। इस दौरान भी जो मार्केट में उतार चढ़ाव हुआ, इसका भी लाभ भारतीय निवेशकों ने लिया। और मैं समझता हूं यही विश्वास दुनिया का भी भारत के ऊपर है, मोदी जी के ऊपर है। फिर एक बार मोदी सरकार आएगी और पूरे विश्व को यह विश्वास है कि भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था तेजी से आगे बढ़ेगी। अब देखने को मिल रहा है कि अब फिर एक बार भारत की स्टॉक मार्केट भी ठीक है, इस अंतराल में भी भारतीय निवेशकों ने लाभ लिया है। और मैं समझता हूं आज बड़ा प्रश्न जो लोगों के सामने है तो ये खड़ा हो रहा है कि जो वादे राहुल गांधी जी ने किए थे उसका क्या होगा। आज हम देख रहे हैं कि कई जगहों पर हमारी बहनें, हमारी महिलाएं कांग्रेस के कार्यालय के बाहर खड़ी हैं। कर्नाटक, तेलंगाना, हिमाचल की सरकारों से पूछ रही हैं कि वो जो 1 लाख रुपए प्रति महिला को देने का वादा राहुल गांधी जी ने किया था, अब वो उसको पूरा करे। और जहां जहां पे महिलाएं कांग्रेस से और कांग्रेस की सरकारों से अपना हक और न्याय मांग रही है, मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि राहुल गांधी जी उसको पूरा करने का काम करेंगे, बजाय के निवेशकों को डराना और ये साजिश रचना कि भारत की उभरती हुई अर्थव्यवस्था पर अनाप शनाप प्रश्न चिन्ह उठाकर लोगों को गुमराह करना। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। पहली बात, जहां तक पहला सवाल है, इसके आंकड़े दर्शाते हैं कि जो भी नोशनल लॉस की बात हो रही है वो तो वैल्यूएशन में है। और जहां तक ट्रेडिंग का सवाल है, ट्रेडिंग में भारतीय निवेशक तो ज्यादा स्मार्ट निकले और उन्होंने वो लॉस नहीं किया। लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर्स रहते हैं और लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर्स बड़ी समझदारी से अपना काम करते हैं। हर एक पार्टी दावा करती है कि हम जीतने वाली हैं, हमने भी दावा किया और हम उसमें खरे उतरे और हमारी सरकार आने जा रही है। तो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री या गृह मंत्री जी ने जो दावा किया था, वो ये दावा किया था कि हमारी सरकार आने जा रही है और आई है और उसके हिसाब से हम खरे उतरे। राहुल गांधी जी भी दावा करते थे, उन्होंने भी उस दिन कहा कि उनकी 295 सीटें आने वाली हैं। तो दावा दोनों पक्षों से हुआ था। और मैं समझता हूं कि राहुल गांधी जी ने चिंता करनी चाहिए कि जब आंकड़े आ रहे थे और उनको ज्यादा सीटें थोड़ी मिली अनुमान से, तो अगर मार्केट गिरी तो ये दर्शाती है कि दुनिया और देश के निवेशकों का कितना डर था कि राहुल गांधी जी की वोटें बढ़ रही हैं या सीटें बढ़ रही हैं। उसका भय दर्शाता है कि उनकी सरकार आने से लोगों में कितना विश्वास है कि तकलीफ आएगी। तो उसका तो राहुल गांधी जी ने चिंता करनी चाहिए कि उनकी सीटें थोड़ी बढ़ने से दुनिया में और देश में कितनी खलबली मच गई। अब जब लोगों को विश्वास हो गया कि मोदी सरकार आ रही है, फिर मार्केट स्टेबलाइज हो गई और पुराने आंकड़े वापस आ गए। वो तो कई सारी बातें उन्होंने कई बार कही हैं जो बेबुनियाद रहती हैं, और मैंने अभी आंकड़ों के साथ आपको बताया कि ना तो कोई उस प्रकार का लॉस है, और स्टॉक मार्केट इंट्रिंसिकली उसका स्वरूप ही ऐसा है कि उसमें उतार चढ़ाव स्वाभाविक रूप से होता है, और इस उतार चढ़ाव का लाभ भी खुदरा व्यापारी में खुदरा निवेश में भारतीय निवेशकों को ही हुआ है। तो बेबुनियाद है, उसमें तो कोई मतलब नहीं। I have answered all the questions. जयराम रमेश जी ने सुनी नहीं होगी या तो बात। आप में से कोई बताइए, कोई विषय है जिसमें मैंने अभी तक आपको जवाब नहीं दिया हो। उन्होंने ये दावा लिया था कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार, एनडीए की सरकार फिर एक बार आ रही है, और हमारा आत्मविश्वास है कि हमारी सरकार ने जो 10 वर्षों में, अभी अभी मैंने आंकड़ों के साथ बताया कि 67 लाख करोड़ से बढ़कर आज मार्केट कैप 415 लाख करोड़ हो गई है। तो निवेशकों ने लाभ लिया ही है हमारे काम का। तो स्वाभाविक है कि अगर हमारी सरकार तीसरी टर्म में आएगी, भारत आज विश्व की सबसे तेज गति से बढ़ने वाली बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था है, आगे भी रहेगी। हमने ये दावा दिया है और बड़े कॉन्फिडेंस से हम कह रहे हैं कि हम विश्व की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बनेंगे। तो स्वाभाविक है कि निवेशक उसका लाभ लेंगे। All reforms will continue. The country is poised for a bright future ahead. We are delighted that our allies are equally progressive, whether all our NDA allies are progressive parties. They support reform, they support what is good for the people of India, and they understand that the 10 years of the Modi government have taken the country to newer heights, and have the confidence that under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's able leadership and the big vision with which he has taken the country to today's position of being the world's fastest growing large economy, they are confident that under his leadership, this country will continue to do better and better and become the world's third largest economy while continuing the growth that we are witnessing in the last few years. आज का विषय वो नहीं है, लेकिन हमने बहुत पहले से रखा है, अपना स्पष्ट मत रखा है कि इंडिया अलायंस एक मात्र सीट एडजस्टमेंट बन के रह गया। आप देखते हैं कि दिल्ली में एक दूसरे के खिलाफ लड़ते हैं, पर एक दूसरे के साथ लड़ते हैं, पंजाब में एक दूसरे के खिलाफ लड़ते हैं, आम आदमी कांग्रेस, वैसे ही कांग्रेस और लेफ्ट पार्टीज केरल में एक दूसरे के खिलाफ लड़ते हैं और फिर एक मित्रता और दोस्ती का ढोंग दिखाते हैं लोगों के सामने। तो ये एक एडजस्टमेंट सीट एडजस्टमेंट रह गया और भ्रष्टाचारियों का समूह एक दूसरे को बचाने के लिए उभर के आया है।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
This is CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan and we're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studios. We just heard the Union Minister for Commerce in Modi 2.0, Piyush Goyal, rebut the charges made by the Congress party led by Rahul Gandhi and Jairam Ramesh earlier in the evening about the stock market manipulation or the alleged stock market manipulation.